Needy Streamer Overload, or otherwise known as Needy Girl Overdose, is a visual novel game that was released in 2022 about a girl that wants to be famous because she, quote, doesn't want to work and adults are stupid. That's pretty familiar, isn't it? Your job as Peachon is to help her get famous. The game seemingly exploded, with speedruns even being done with it nowadays. The game also got a major update in the past with new achievements. Getting all of the achievements, including the ones that were added, took me roughly 15 hours. So what do I think of the game now that I've had time to sit with it for a few months? The game fits an audience. It's a specific audience. Side note is that I would probably advise anyone who's epileptic like me to use a big amount of caution when playing the game. There were a few sequences, usually after her taking medicine or drugs, where the screen went all wonky and it made my eyes and my head really hurt. In addition, I wouldn't really suggest this game to someone who isn't into darker mental health stuff or someone who isn't fine with those topics. However, if you find yourself attracted to morbidity, this is certainly your game, and that's not a bad thing, don't worry about it. You're certainly not the only one. I also had a great time with this game despite its content. I'm honestly really excited to revisit it to record footage. Also, just to notice, the game contains mature content and isn't intended for young children. I'm going to try my best to avoid explicitly stating triggering content, but might be kind of hard. Refer to the list in the description for exact triggers for the game. Thank you, and please stay safe. The game boasts a nice pixel aesthetic. Similar to pastel aesthetics, this game is very pleasing to look at most of the time. The music is high energy, it's really fun to bop to. The music's currently playing in the background, and it will be linked inside of the description. I highly recommend it for doing schoolwork or when you might feel down. The pixel art is really good to look at, the art is wonderfully designed, and I absolutely adore the backgrounds. I'm really happy that they have them on Steam. They have a fun lo-fi kind of aspect to them, which is honestly one of my favorite aesthetics. The colors are bright, they're well chosen, they don't clash too hard. It was enough that it made me create a K-Angel cosplay to my bucket list. The art has really good personality, and it's always an absolute joy to look at. The game takes place over the course of 30 days, and during that 30 days you're challenged to get Ame to 1 million followers on her streaming platform, which, can I mention that 1,000 followers after one stream is amazing and also very highly unrealistic? I guess K-Angel really does have a certain charm. You have to manage her stats during the game, making sure they don't get too high or low, and you need to stay on top of different activities to make sure you keep getting new stream topics. These could be sleeping all day to get the ASMR topic, or taking too much medication to get the mental breakdown topic, or playing video games to get the Let's Play or video games topic. I'm not sure which one it is. You are the aforementioned Peachon, which the game description says gender, age, and all details unknown. Or maybe it's you. This opens up the possibility of Peachon just being some guy, but I know many prefer to think of him as being the player. Peachon could stand for Player-Chon, so I can see the resemblance, and I think it's intended to be that way, but obviously it allows ambiguity. The game's a visual novel. It's mostly reading and making choices, or, well, that's actually all it is. If reading isn't your thing, I would still implore you to continue watching. Maybe this game's subject matter will really hit it off for you, because that's what happened to me. If you're looking for a really in-depth experience, this likely won't be what you're looking for. The game contains 33 different achievements, typically tied to different endings. There is no absolutely happy end. There is a best end, and if that even is the best ending is up for debate. The game is tied to reviews like, I can't fix her, but I sure as hell can make her worse, or I could fix her, I can make her worse, I'm gonna study her from behind glass like a zoo animal. The game is a big descent downhill with really no uphill curves, and it has no exact good ending. And if this sounds like something that intrigues you, that's awesome. There's nothing wrong with that. The game contains artwork, including fan art, that you will lock a bit of every time you get an ending. The art here is also really pretty, and the game's merchandise looks nice too, although it's all limited drops and they don't ship overseas. That's been the main thing stopping me from buying official merchandise. However, they do have a blanket free use statement, meaning you can buy fan-made merchandise from Redbubble or Etsy, typically guilt-free. The game made me really think about morbid attraction to dark themes. It's like the book Cultish, which I'm currently working through. The first part of the book described events like the Heaven's Gate incident and the well-known Jonestown incident. Although reading these descriptions made me feel disturbed, I felt compelled to read on to see what was next. From this study, from the abstract, the results demonstrated that social negative images were chosen significantly more often than other negative categories. Furthermore, participants preferred social negative images over neutral images. And, together, these results show that people deliberately subject themselves to negative images. With this, the present paper demonstrates a dynamic relationship between negative information and behavior and advances new insights into the phenomenon of morbid curiosity. What I'm getting from this is that it's entirely normal to be attracted to the morbid, and it's not a trait that necessarily indicates anything about you. I think that's part of why this game has taken off so much. It's like a car crash. It's terrible and morbid, but we just can't look away from it. The game contains various endings, ranging from Flatline, where you don't reply to her and she just leaves you, or to the actual ending, where you need to unlock most of the other endings to get it first, and the ending leaves you with her realizing she didn't need Peachon after all, and with a note saying she'll make a better Peachon next time. One ending consists of disconnecting your computer from the internet, thanks for making me learn how to disconnect an Ethernet cable, and another is dependent on RNG, but honestly the RNG isn't that bad, it didn't take me that long to get it. The game has a couple of downsides. I spent 15 hours getting all of the achievements, and most of that 15 hours was spent rapidly clicking or trying to follow a guide. This is certainly a game that you need a guide for, most likely, otherwise you're going to be running in circles the entire time, being confused. You get various endings by manipulating her stats or by finishing stream categories. As her stats change, her personality and mannerisms will change. There's a lot to experience in this game, and I honestly wish there was more of it. The game released for PC first, and later on the Nintendo Switch. The Switch version came with some updates to the options available in the dialogue so the game wouldn't get a high mature rating. The game has an Instagram where it seems like the developers post different fan art, or original art, I'm not sure, often. It also has a Twitter, which I assume is similar to Instagram. The game seems to have a lot of community interactivity. The social media accounts are still active, to my knowledge. The merchandise is awesome if you live in Japan or are willing to go through the hell that is overseas shipping through a proxy. If that isn't your thing, nowadays it's super easy to find merchandise on Etsy or Redbubble since the game has gained popularity and it's been out for a while. I especially enjoyed the game's commentary. I interpreted the game as also being about managing stress and such while working. I know for me, my life often feels like this game because I'm trying to run around and do my college degree or find a job or do this or go to the gym, etc. I've even taken a page out of this game and started thinking about my stress levels and such as statistics. What can I do to reduce them? When is it too high or low? As odd as it is to take a life lesson away from this game, or any tools from it, I think that's what I got out of the game the most. Also, I got an understanding for this art style. I think it's one of my favorites, especially the colors, as I keep mentioning. Apparently the art is often described as retro pixel art with vaporwave influences. There's plans for a manga adaptation, but it's currently unknown if it'll be translated into English. I sunk 15 hours into this game because it really gripped me and I kept wanting more. I'm excited to look online for fan-made merchandise, and I'm really hoping the manga will be translated into English either by fans or officially. I'm really excited to see where the future of this game goes, and I hope that you are too. If you want something about this game that's longer than this video, there should be something inside of the iCard right now that explains every ending and such whenever I do that and upload it, which will hopefully be soon. Thank you for watching. Bye!